go live button and awesome, man. I hit the go live button. We got like 4 or 5 people on here already. There's Jackie. Good to see you, Jackie. Hope is your radio still not working well? If so, I'll mark you down here in the log anyways, because you're checking in on YouTube. And let's see. Grant's looking for a 2-meter mag mount. Yeah, Grant, if you head over to Scott's place right about now, if he's in the house, you can get a mag mount off his car free of charge. You'll have to put a new SO239 on the end of it because you'll have to cut the wire to get it off, but you should be good to go other than that. Let me see. Scotty's back. Oh, Joe, is that Joe from way up north, Joe? VGJ. And let's see, who else? Steve's on from Fenland Falls. Perfect. We got a little bit of a pile up already online, so that's good. And it's 7 o'clock. Time to get going. Oh, Gary Zed's on. That's good. Welcome, Gary. Hopefully both the ears are working tonight, but we'll find out.
6 a.m.
Okay, good evening, everybody. This is Laird of EE3LKS, and I'd like to welcome you to the COVID-19 Rag Chew Week 9 Friday night edition, and we're calling this our HAMFEST night. So this is typically the time of year when the weekend, actually, that hams from all over the world congregate in Ohio, southern Ohio, and attend the big hamvention, but unfortunately that was canceled this year, and I'm really bummed out about it. A good friend of mine was going to be coming from Alberta, and we were going to go down there together, so I'm going to miss that, and it'll be the first time I would have gone in about 30 years, so I was really looking forward to it. As well, our own HAMFest got canceled this year, so we'll roll 2 into 1 tonight. We can tip of the hat to the Dayton Hamvention and as well celebrate the Durham HAMFest, and we'll do it virtually. So I don't know about you guys. I do go to HAMFests to purchase things once in a while. You know, you have a a list of paper, a paper with a list of items on it, and a little bit of change in your pocket, and you hope to pick up a few gems at the HAMFest. But it's more fun too, just meeting up with folks that you haven't seen in a while and chatting with them. So we've been doing that every night on the Rag Chew, and hopefully we'll continue that tonight. But by all means, if someone does need something, if someone's looking for something, or has something for sale, might as well pop it out there. Give it out, give the information out to the crowd, and we'll go from there. Now, I don't want a big long list. Some people would have 30 or 40 items, but if you got 1 or 2 items that you want to highlight, by all means, this is a good group to drop them off to. I'm going to drop it here. Just don't want to time it out, because when Jeff shows up online, he'll probably make me pay for a round or something. Okay, very good. Well, with that being said, and Jeff is here. Good evening, and it's open. So far, he hasn't Friday night fish fry. Oh, I love Friday night fish. So yes, hand cut fries, please, and halibut. 2 pieces of halibut this week, and I don't mind if there's a little bit of grease that leaks out of them. Anyways, I'll take a standby here. You've been listening to me long enough, and I will start taking check-ins.
BA3, Romeo Tango Victor. Hotel Echo Mike. DE3 Juliet. DE3 LWJ. DE3 CRU. DE3HIX. 3 Tango Papa Sierra.
Victor Alpha 3 Delta.
Charlie 3 Victor Golf Juliet.
DE3 DKW.
3 Sierra Oscar India.
VE3 RPN portable.
Okay, very good. I'll take a short break here and I'll let you know what I have so far. Just got to make one correction because I knew I typed the call sign in wrong. And I know I missed some because there was a bit of a pile up. I have VA3 RTV Jeffrey, the head of the list. VA6 HEM Mike, VE3 LWJ Larry, VE3 CRU Bill, VE3 HIX Bob, VA3 TPS Steve, VA3 DCE Doug, VE3 VGJ Joe, and you could tell he was coming in on the All-Star there from up north. VE3 DKW Mark and Ryland, VE3 SOI Jimmy, VE3 RPN Scott. So I'll take another pause here and see who else I missed and who else would like to check in.
VA3 KJI.
Ah, come on.
Victor Echo 3, Papa Whiskey Juliet.
Okay, very good. I copied Grant there, VA3 KJI, and Peter, VE3 PWJ. Anybody else wishing to check in at this time?
VE3 IRB. VE3 CRU. VE3, ends in a T. K something T there. John will be late. He's not home yet.
Okay, very good. Well, when he gets, we'll be doing a couple rounds tonight anyway, so I'm sure we'll catch John when he gets in. But thanks for that information. And so with that, we'll go back to the very top of the list to Jeffrey, who, since he was the first one to check in tonight, once we dropped the flag, he gets a lifetime membership to the COVID-19 Rag Chew. So he's welcome to come on here any night and put his call sign in and be a part of the group. So that was our first virtual door prize. Congratulations, Jeffrey. The crowd's going crazy.
Well, good evening, Laird. Thank you very much. And really, I am so excited not only for that news, but that Jim is going to be on.
Yes.
And I just can't wait to see what he's going to put in the HAMFEST, even if it's a virtual one. Back to you.
Okay, very good. And yes, it will be interesting to see what Jimmy's got or what his needs are. Maybe he'll ask for an antenna. Wouldn't that be shocking? VA6 HEM Mike, all the way from Calgary. Good evening.
Good evening, Laird. VA6 HEM here. Didn't do much today. Actually relaxed a little bit. We didn't push ourselves a little too much yesterday, but oh well, it is what it is. Beautiful 17, 18 degrees today. The sun just disappeared with a while ago and high clouds, but not too bad. Nothing for the virtual HAMFEST, but hey, you never know what's out there. You gotta wait till see somebody says. You never know, I could be interested in something. Back to you, Laird.
Yeah, you never know what trinkets lie in someone's ham shack that they're willing to dispose of for a fistful of money, so they can go and buy more trinkets and put them back in the shack. Hi. Let's see, VE3 LWJ and Larry, please tell me you've got the red rocket ready to go out for a run tomorrow.
Not a chance, Laird. Good evening, everyone. We were out and about a bit today, doing some errands, and we dropped by Jeff's place, and he made up a jumper for me that's been very handy. I have my antennae for this radio that I have. Anyway, the aerial is hanging from a tree outside my window, and there wasn't quite enough coax cable to get to the desk in my shack, my radio shack. So Jeff was making up a nice long jumper that's working fine. So that's my radio story for tonight. And
Well, the way you guys have been banging pots and pans over there in your end of town, I don't think there's probably a pot or a pan left that doesn't have a big dent in it somewhere. Very good, Larry. I know you've been doing that nightly, and it's a great tribute to the healthcare workers, and a great way to show your appreciation. But my goodness, man. I'll tell you what, you open the garage door and I'll come over tomorrow after White Feather and I'll take the cover off for you. You got to get that baby going, man. Let's see. VE3 CRU, Bill.
Oh, okay. The VE3CRU. I'm not operating from the vehicle. The vehicle is still set up. Same 4-element beam, but I'm using a different 4-element beam. I'm sitting in the upper hall of the house. The beam is in the front bedroom, halfway between the door and the window, turned about 30 degrees to try and work some people up Lindsay and north in the morning. But so you should be hearing me well there, but because I got a much better clear shot to you now there. But I'm not out grab everything from Dayton. I haven't been there in at least 8 years. But I got a few things on my mind, like how about stirring up a fox hunt? It will meet COVID-19 regulations because we're in our vehicles. And thinking about stuff for your not the HAMFEST, the field day too. Let's start thinking of new ideas for field day. But anyway, back to that.
Okay, very good, Bill. Yeah, you're making it in no problem. So that setup is working just fine. A beam inside the house, probably. I'm taking it. You didn't exactly say what antenna, but I'm assuming it's one of your beams, and it's working well. So very good. And let's see, who's next on the list here? Bob, VE3HIX. Oh, and we just got an announcement that everybody on here gets a free beverage at the COVID-19 Bar and Grill tonight. So that's part of the HAMFEST festivities. So mosey on over there, pick up your fish and chips too. Jeff's doing a splendid job over there making the fish and chips up. Let's see, Bob, VE3HIX, take it away.
Good evening, Larry. Good evening, everyone on the repeater. A virtual HAMFEST. Let's see, I could sell some old microphones or give them away. I could sell an old antenna tuner or give it away. Just a small one, though. It won't take 100 watts of high SWR. I'd like to buy some more keys and bugs. I'm always playing with that stuff. And I do have a small box of tube to give to Jimmy. I'm sure he'd love to have that again. So take it easy and back to you, VE3HIX.
Okay, so very good, guys. Bob's laid out some equipment that he's willing to part with. It sounds like some of us already spoken for with Jimmy. So Jimmy's probably just over there oozing with excitement now. Probably clearing off a space on the dining room table to put this box, and he'll be looking forward to receiving that. VA3 TPS, Steve.
Well, good evening, Larry. Good day, everybody on frequency. A lovely Friday night up here at the lake. Now that the rain's gone out, the sun's out, the lake's calm. Supposed to be a pretty good weekend till late Sunday, so we're looking forward to that. Well, you have that antenna that I mentioned to you, Larry. If you want to put that up for sale and sell that to HAMFEST and put money for the club, that's about it for me. The rest of my stuff's still on boxes, and I don't know what I want to keep and what I want to get rid of. Back to you.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I'm gonna list that in our next newsletter, and maybe let some of the members have a first crack at it. But Steve's got a it's the antenna that Don DDN makes, correct?
Correct. The dual band arrow type J-pole antenna.
Okay, very good. Yeah, so Steve has one of those that he's donated to the club, and so we're going to auction it off to the highest bidder, and the proceeds will go to the club. So appreciate that, Steve. At least I hope I got that straight. I hope I'm not speaking out of turn. But yeah, that'll be great. And I'll put that out to everybody in the next newsletter as well.
Okay, Larry, that sounds good. That's great.
And actually, I have another thing that Steve gave me, and I totally forgot about it until I was going through a few things in my car the other day. But I've got an APRS setup. It's a tiny track. I'll have to see whether it's a tiny track 3 or 4. But it's a setup for a Yaesu radio, I believe. I'll get all that checked out, and I'll put that up in the next newsletter too, Steve.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, I had it, well, the cable that came with it was for the, I think it was for the Yaesu DX150 there, at the time I was just...
Yeah, and I think I'd taken it into Tim Hortons once or twice to show the guys, and then I just totally forgot about it. I don't know what happened there, but that's what happens when you get old, man. Very good. So you'll see that in the next newsletter too. So a few items, not necessarily for the HAMFEST tonight, but if you want to start thinking about putting a bid in, those items will be available. And I think the tracker does come with the GPS and everything. So the only thing you need is a radio. If you've got if you have a radio that matches up the cable already, and if not, you'd have to buy a cable. But those aren't too bad to get hold of. Let's see, VA3 DCE Doug.
Good evening, Laird. I hope my signal's a little better now than it ended up last night. You commented on that. Amazing what the side of a beam will do to your signal. Anyway, it was a great day to sit and watch the grass grow. Decided I got bored of that. Grass wasn't growing very fast around here. Took a little drive. Couldn't believe how thick the fog was. I'm telling you, I don't know where the front bumper of my truck was, but it was just somewhere just in front of my truck. I couldn't see it. And that's where everything else was that I was driving behind. I couldn't believe also how many vehicles are out there where the people think that when they have their daytime running lights on, that it gives them tail lights too. Not knowing that daytime running lights have nothing to do with tail lights, so they're flying blind in the dark, and you're going to get run into if they don't turn them on one of these times. The virtual HAMFEST, my favorite kind of activity. I can imagine anything. It's always cheap. I can afford it very well. And then when I get to a real HAMFEST, I don't know I need it until I see it, and then I just have to have it. So, you know, the virtual is actually the way to go. Back to you, Laird.
Yes, the virtual HAMFEST is a bit lighter on the pocketbook, but don't forget, some of these items are real. Some of these guys are going to be maybe listing real radios and real antennas and stuff that you may be interested in. So keep that in mind too. So if you hear anything, as soon as someone says it, jump in and be the first to try to latch onto it. VE3 VGJ Joe, and hopefully it's clearing up there up north.
Good evening, Laird, and everybody on frequency. Yes, well, it's overcast, but it stopped raining here about 2 or 3 hours ago. I think it's sort of standard across the board there. No bugs up here was nice. Got up in good time this morning and started playing with an end-fed antenna I put up. Having a heck of a time trying to get a nice, long, straight run there. But that's another chore. Got a little bit of work done on it. And as far as the virtual HAMFEST, need some connectors there. SO239s and maybe some cable there, RT213. I'll be looking for that if there's someone might have that. And if an antenna comes along that catches my eye, I might be in the mood to buy something like that. Other than that, not much else to report on. Looks like we got a nice day shaping up tomorrow. Back to you.
Excellent, Joe. Well, by the time you're done with your yard this summer, man, you're going to have nowhere for the birds to land. They're going to be running into lines, and they'll be taking off and hitting their heads, and it's going to just be pandemonium over there. So, but yes, you can never have enough antennas. You can never have enough radios either, probably. Very good. Well, it is starting to clear up here a bit. As a matter of fact, I had to shut my blinds a few minutes ago because the sun was peeking out. I think it may have gone back in now, but it was starting to wash out the video camera. Let's see. VE3 DKW, Mark and Ryland, good evening.
Yeah, I got those connectors that you guys were talking about. Back to you.
Uh-oh. I forget which connectors those were, Ryland. You'll have to give me a bit more detail.
Those are the 239s.
Oh, okay. Oh, perfect. So now you can terminate some coax and hook up some antennas, and you'll be on your way. Excellent. And in any other major projects? I don't think you were on the last night or two. So any progress with the tractor and the Volvo?
Yeah, we actually got the car done. We fully detailed it. Nothing really with the tractors, though.
Okay, we'll get cracking over the weekend and get that detailed as well, and we'll be looking for a report on Monday night. Let's see, VE3 SOI Jimmy, and Jimmy, you're the winner of oh no, sorry, you didn't win anything. That was someone else. Sorry, Jimmy. We could give you a virtual antenna, but you already have a whole collection of those things.
Hi, VE3, Sierra Oscar India here. My heart is racing because I'm nothing to sell. In this place, there's only buy and stash. There's nothing like buy and sell. I'm sorry, Jeffrey. And then what else have you got, Jeffrey, that I need to get? Send me a list. Anyway, and it's thanks to Bob's HIX, and maybe I can trade him a couple of Kenwood speakers for those tubes. Back to you, Larry, VE3SI.
Yes, and as a public service announcement for everybody on frequency, if you do have old electronics that you no longer need, you don't have to go to the dump to wait in line. Just go to Jimmy's house. He's good at QRZ.com, I think. So you can look up his address there, and then just drop the stuff off on his door on his porch, and ring the doorbell, and then take off. And he's good. He loves that kind of stuff. Let's see who's next on the list. VE3 RPN, Scott.
VE3 VE3 RPN. Oh my gosh, I'm having too much fun here. I know I got a few things I could probably get rid of, but I got a match beater that the wife used as an ice scraper one time. It was for chicken band radios, but she said you didn't leave me the scraper, and it was the first ice thing of the season, and she worked midnights, and she scraped that ice off. Well, guess what? The darn thing didn't work. I had to do some operating on it. Anyway, there's a big joke about it. So she went and found an old one out at the flea market where she has her stuff and bought it for me. It's a Christmas gift a while ago. I don't know. I could give those things away. What else have I got? Well, Pop's got a nice shortwave Icon, but it's, my gosh, I guess it'd be close to 18 years old. I went with him when he bought it. It was about $600. Anyway, I don't know what's going on with it yet, though. We're still in the process of does Linda's brother want it or not. Anyway, I want a handheld tonight. Nobody told me, that the HAMFEST was canceled. So I'm down in Ohio right now. But you know what? There's under vendors down here, and they're letting everything go for 25% because nobody's coming down. I get a heck of a deal. Anyway, Dayton looks pretty good. Over to you there, Larry. VE3 RPN.
Yeah, but they don't have the virtual grill like we do. Where else can you go and get fish and chips on a Friday night? And it's frequency fries. It's not just fish and chips. It's frequency fries. Yeah, that's almost a tongue twister. Why do you do that to me, Jeff? That's terrible. Anyways, he's doing a bang up job on the internet again tonight, and very good, Scotty. Well, it's only a 9-hour drive back from Dayton back to here. So we'll see you in the morning, bright and early. Hi. Who's next? VA3 KJI Grant.
good evening, Laird, and everyone on net. I don't have much for sale because I've usually given it all away by this time. I use Quark a lot. I give tons of stuff away that way. So not much really going on. Oh, I did cut my own hair today, so it's too bad I wasn't on the camera tonight. You might get a giggle. It's pretty hard when everything's backwards and when you're using the clippers in the wrong direction. But my wife says it doesn't look too bad. So I said, the worst thing comes to worst, you just buzz it right off and start all over again. So this will be my only go around tonight because we're doing an online gaming thing that I've been summoned to. So we'll see how that goes. But thanks very much for doing this, Laird, and we'll talk to you and everybody else next week. EA3KJI.
Okay, Grant. Well, email me a picture later on, and we'll post it next week as one of our cover picks for the COVID-19 rag chew. And a friend of mine, she cut her husband's hair, and she said she was doing fine until she took the depth setting off, and then she made an oops, and so he's got this big blank spot on the back of his head. I said, well, you don't have to worry about it as long as you haven't told him. But very good, Grant. And yes, I think this is a night. Is this when you have to go back, go behind your wife, and you're something about not having a lot of clothes on, and you make all the girls on the other end scream or something?
Actually, that's Wednesday. That's already happened. This is a full court press. This is my buddy and his wife up in Buckhorn, and our friend in north end of Toronto, my daughter who's living with us, and my wife and I were playing Quelf, which is a board game. So we set the computer camera up to monitor it, and then everybody else is doing a Zoom meeting through their tablets and stuff. We're using 100% broadband here tonight.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you guys are having fun, and I am also glad to hear that they're going to be opening up the trailer parks. I think they said they could open them this weekend, but some of them probably aren't prepared to open this quick. But so I'm sure you'll be making some trips up there pretty soon too. Very good. Well, let us know how you do, and it sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, I remember in the old days we used to play chess on the ham radio. And you would each get a chessboard set up, and then call your calls back and forth, and whatever move he made, you'd make it on your board, and then whatever you made, he'd move it on his board, so you knew where all the pieces were all the time. Anyways, have a great evening, Grant. Nice chatting. Thanks for checking in. VE3 PWJ Peter.
Well, good evening, Larry, and all the good folks there tonight. Sounds like you got a good crew in there. I don't have a whole lot for a flea market because I don't have a whole lot to start with, but I could always use. If I would go to one of those places, I'll spend money, so maybe it's a better idea to go there. So we've been to Sobeys today, and to Fresco, and to Costco. So we've had a little bit of kilometers on the car today. So over to you and get a few more of those beans, Laird.
Perfect. Well, you're a sucker for punishment going to 3 different stores today. I just went to No Frills, and I thought that was bad enough. But do me a favor. Whenever you're in Costco, they always have their own Kirkland brand running shoes. They're like a white, almost like a flat bottom, almost like a tennis shoe was. And they're a Kirkland brand, but I haven't seen them the last couple times I'm in there. If you're in there and you happen to see them, let me know, because this pair that I have is 2 years old and they're starting to wear out. So I'm looking for a new pair, but I don't want to go stand in line just to find out they don't have any in the store. So, who knows? Something could be coming your way if you can, if you ever spy them, and let me know. Let's see. VE3 IRB Robert.
VE3 IRB. Well, I just got home. On the way home, I picked up fish and chips from Daniel Patrick, so he caught me with my mouth full. But the HAMFEST, I love them. I love the unusual, the antique equipment. Last year, after I give Laird credit, I brought extra money. I ran out of cash, and I had to borrow from you. Yeah, much appreciated.
and love opening up the stuff and just seeing how well made that old stuff is. Really quite amazing. Back to you.
Yes, too bad humans weren't that way. When they open us up when we're old, they just shake their head and close us back up and say, "Ah, yeah, too bad, so sad." But yes, hamfests are fun. I know. It's fun going around just to see the variety of things that are there. You know, you'll have everything from stuff that's like almost 100 years old, if not more, to stuff that's brand new, and everything in between. And it's funny to see guys who think that the junk that they hauled out of their back of their garage and they bring it to the hamfest, then get upset that no one buys it, and you can't even tell what it is. It's so rusty, but it's fun, and sometimes it's fun to see the variety too. Like, there was one year a guy had gun cases there. Now who would think that you'd bring gun cases to a hamfest? But they were the smaller ones for the pistols, and they ended up being great for carrying small radios and building go kits and everything else. So you never know what's going to show up. Anyways, I'm going to take a short standby because we are at the bottom of the list. It is the COVID-19 Rag Chew, Week 9, Friday night edition. And so at this time, I'd like to invite anybody who's listening who would like to check in to do so now. This is Laird, VE3LKS.
You know who, XEQ?
VE3KZT.
VA3AG.
Okay, I'll tell you who I've got. I've got VA3XEQ Christopher, VE3KZT John, VA3AG Aldo, and there was another station in there, but I didn't quite get your call. Okay, I got the Victor Echo 3 part. Let's try the last three letters again.
So the last 3 part was Quebec Alpha Delta. Quebec Alpha Delta. I increased my power and I'm also speaking louder. So I've increased my vocal power, so hopefully you're able to read me now. Over.
Yeah, I think I caught it. Quebec Alpha something.
Yes, Quebec Alpha Delta. Delta, over.
Oh, okay, very good. VE3, Victor Echo 3, Quebec Alpha Delta. I think I got it now. Okay, very good. We will go back up to Christopher. And welcome to the virtual Hamfest tonight. Just so that you guys know, we're sort of celebrating tonight. This would normally be Hamvention weekend in the United States, down there near Dayton, Ohio. And some of us were even planning on heading down there this year. We had to cancel our Hamfest locally just because of the COVID-19 outbreak, and Hamvention got canceled as well. So we're just celebrating the two Hamventions. And if anybody's got anything they want to sell, any items, a couple of items, feel free to let the guys know here, because you never know, you could end up selling something, and if not, let us know what you like about Hamfests. So VE3XEQ Christopher.
Well, good evening, Laird, and good evening to everybody on frequency. I don't know about Hamfest, but I've been known to be a ham, and I can prove that to you. So, listen up. How does that go now? Overture, hit the lights, there's a height of lights, Bugs Bunny thing. Good evening, ladies and germs. I've got a quiz for you, and it's a Who Am I quiz. And if you're ready for it, it's that's no banana, that's my nose. all you old guys out there should have got that, no problem. But if you do get it, then we're going to give you a gold star, stick it on your forehead so that when you go outside, everybody will know you got all the articles and you're a wiener. Back to you, Laird.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'm not old enough, so I don't remember that one. But I'm sure we have some guys that are, how can I say it? They're more mature than me that may be able to answer that question. But welcome to the Rag Chew, Christopher. Good to have you. And John, VE3KZT. Yeah, we were warned by Bill that you were coming, so we were prepared for you. But welcome. And what were you and Bill up to? Something terrible this afternoon or something?
V3KZT, good evening, Laird, and all those on frequency. Him and I were talking about antennas and fox hunting and chasing women with transmitters on them and the likes of that. So back to the net. V3KZT.
Oh, you rebels. Very good. Yeah. When you get to our age, I guess talk is about all you can do. Chasing them is out of the question. But good to have you on, John, and glad you made it in. VA3AG, Eldo.
Yeah, good evening. How's it going, Laird? And good evening to all on the repeater. And are you taking a list of stuff that is being sold? Larry, go ahead.
No, I haven't actually formed a list. A few guys have mentioned an item or two that they could part with. But it's more or less, if you hear something, feel free to jump in and ask about it. And as well, we'll probably have maybe in the upcoming newsletter, I'll put a column in on things that people may want to part with. So if you have any treasures that you no longer need, by all means, send me an email, and we can get them in the newsletter as well. But if you have something right now, feel free to go ahead.
Okay, I'll do that. This is a brand new item in the box. It's an LDG automatic tuner. It's the LDG Yankee Tango 100, and it's the perfect antenna tuner for the FT 857 Delta, 857 Delta. I have it listed on the Quark swap shop online, but I thought I'd mention it here. So if anybody is looking for one, I got one brand spanking new in the box.
There you go. And those antenna tuners are nice because they are designed specifically for those radios. And am I correct in assuming that they only LDG only makes equipment for Yaesus?
No, they make tuners for a lot of the radios. As a matter of fact, I have another one here. It's an LDG Z100 Plus, which is the perfect antenna tuner for the Fox Tango 891 that I have here too. So that works just great. But I had an 857D, which I sold. And I had bought the tuner, and it's brand new in the box. I used it maybe a couple times, and it's back in the box. The 857 is gone, so the tuner is here if anybody wants it.
Okay, very good, Aldo. And send me the information too. I can put that in the newsletter as well, so it gets out to all the club membership and anybody who's on our friends list. And yeah, sounds good. I know they're great antennas. I've often marveled at Steve. Steve has one on his little Yaesu that he uses for field day, and it works quite well. Let's see, VE3QAD, and that's Rizwan. Good evening, my friend.
Yes, the name is correct, and I just saw the net, so I thought I should check in. And remember, you were saying about your hairstyle being most optimum last weekend. Well, I just took this opportunity to go bald, and I was like, I have some hairs falling, might as well just go bald, put some oil, and hopefully they will go back to a bigger, better. Over.
Yes, excellent. Well, they say that happens a lot of times. I haven't resorted to that quite yet, but it's getting close. My luck, though, is I'll take if I cut my hair, it's just going to be buzzed, totally. It'll be like a number 1 or a number 2 on the trimmer, and it'll just all be gone. And then they'll announce the next day that, yeah, we're going to open up barbershops on, 2 days from now. And I'll have to wait for my hair to grow in to get it styled again. But very good, Rizwan, and welcome to the Rag Chew this evening. At this point, I'm going to take a quick standby and see if anybody else would like to check in. And if not, we'll go back up to the top and we'll go around for a second time. This is Laird, VE3LKS. Okay, nothing heard. So as a friendly giant would say, look up, look way up. And this time we go all the way back up to Jeffrey, VA3RTV. Oh, maybe we don't have Jeffrey RTV. I hope nothing ill toward has come of him. Is Lois online? I haven't noticed if Lois is online. But very good. We'll go down to the next one on the list, VA6HEM. Mike.
Larry, we're back here, VA6HEM. Not much else to say, just a great net, and hopefully to hear everybody. Are we doing this on Monday, or are we going to skip Monday? Are we do it Tuesday, just out of curiosity?
Well, we'll probably do it Monday night. People will probably be home from their virtual cottages by then, and their virtual camping, and they'll have unpacked and put their virtual trailers away. So what the heck, we might as well do it Monday night. If it was, if it was in the middle of the weekend, or if it was in, say, the holiday was Monday and Tuesday, we probably wouldn't. But I think everyone will be around, so we might as well run it.
Very good. Well, thanks, 7-3. It's always a pleasure, and look forward to hearing everybody again. So, the phone app did die on me for a quick second. It kicked me out, and then after a couple of days trying, it let me back in. So, why I keep doing that? It's weird. But it's all good. All right, 7-3, VA6.
Yeah, very interesting, because I was just going through the YouTube comments on the YouTube stream, and I noticed a Melinda, and I go, who the heck is Melinda? And then I noticed that it's you. So very good, Melinda. We won't ask about that one, but very good, Mike, and we'll definitely talk to you, if not on the weekend sometime, maybe definitely Monday. Let's see if Jeffrey's back, VA3RTV.
Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, let's see. A little message for Larry. Larry, if you are hearing us, I think you just need to speak up a bit. Normally you come in much better than you came in last time. Let's see. I got a message from Jimmy on his round, and he said that he's got a couple of Kenwood speakers that he wants to sell, and I wonder, are they the SP990? Because I noticed in your picture, Jimmy, that you are showing only one speaker, and I know you've got one because it's got a sub-receiver, so probably wrong, but you never know. Sorry I won't be at the White Feather Farm tomorrow. I have yet another appointment. Couldn't believe it. Was there today, and they said they're going to get me in for CAT scan. I come home and they phone straight away, and I'm in the morning. So can't beat that for service. And with that, back to you, Glenn.
Oh, well, it's too bad you won't be joining us to get some groceries in the morning, but that's definitely more important. So wish you well, and yeah, you're gonna have to get one of those frequent flyer cards where every time you get a CAT scan or a MRI done, you get a little punch on the punch card, and after a while you get something free there. Because you've definitely been paying quite a few visits there. Hopefully it'll all work out to the better. Let's see, Bill. No, sorry, Larry, VE3LWJ.
Yes, it's Larry, LWJ, back again. Nothing much new. I noticed that Joe is up at the lake. He's really coming through quite loud and clear. And Joe, if you're listening, the family are up there this weekend. So if you're out in the boat, drop in. They'd love to see you. Jeff, I don't know about the volume. Could it be this jumper cable is throttling it a bit? I'm holding in the mic in the same place, so I don't know what has changed. Anyway, back to you, Larry.
I think it's that cable he did up for you. He probably throttled back on the thickness of it, and it's choking off your volume. Hi. No, I'm sure that's fine. It does. The audio does seem slightly low, but it's totally readable. I can understand you, no problem, Larry. So, but it is a bit lower than you normally come in. Let's see, VE3CRU, Bill.
VE3CRU here, thanks, Fred. Last night at 7 o'clock, I had a heating contractor come up, make a second visit of the day to finalize things. As you know, my furnace medium efficiency furnace, rock bottom medium, failed. And nowadays you cannot replace them. You have to upgrade to high efficiency. So, as I say, today I opened up my windows to let the heat in to warm the house up. It was 3 degrees colder than the outside. But anyway, they say it's hard to stop a train, so I went high efficiency there, and it's going to be train air conditioning, train heating, and all that. And I thought I could call upon the charity of Laird Sullivan. The final price on this equipment is just $19 over $10,000. That's $19 over $10,000 there. So here I am calling upon your charity, Laird. Hi, back to you.
Hold on, Bill. Are you telling me that your furnace is costing you $10,000?
The heating and air conditioning system is costing $10,000. That is correct.
Oh. Okay. Very good. To me, that seems a bit high, but it could be very well. You could have a different size house than I do, but I've got a monster air conditioning. When I had it done, the guy put in. Of course, I know the guy. He put in a bigger air conditioning unit than what I actually needed. But it's really nice when the air conditioner turns on. It shuts off in about literally 3 or 4 minutes because the house is totally cooled down. So it's nice that way. But you'll appreciate the high efficiency furnace and also the new air conditioning because it'll help on your hydro. Very good, Bill. Well, hopefully you'll be. It'll keep warming up. Apparently, it's supposed to be up almost to 30 next weekend. Now I haven't seen it myself. Someone was telling me, so someone could be pulling my leg, but. It's not surprising this time of year, so you may want that air conditioner more than you want the heater. Let's see, who's next on the list? VE3HIX Bob.
Good evening again. I don't want to encourage whoever that was who did the voice impersonation, but that was, of course, the great comic actor Jimmy Durante. I have seen Jimmy Durante's nose print in cement at Grumman's Chinese Theater. I guess it's a men's Chinese theater, another name by now, and that's on Hollywood Boulevard in California. And it was quite interesting. They have all the stars with their handprints in cement there. Nothing to do with the stars on the Walk of Fame kind of things that you have in different cities. And across the road from that is a little museum, and they show you how a Technicolor camera works. These things had 6 reels on them, so they had 3 spool reels of film, one for green film, one for blue film, and one for red. So you had 3 different negatives come to the lens, the shutter all at the same time. It takes the moving picture through it, and then they have to turn that back into a positive from there. Interesting stuff down there. VE3HIX.
Yeah, and at the time they thought that was a cat's meow, and now you hold your phone in your hand is probably a lot better than what they had back then. It's amazing the way technology goes, but it's fun to see the old technology. Christopher, is he the winner?
Winner, chicken dinner. He's right. The only thing that you missed about Jimmy Durante, I didn't know that he'd be forgotten so fast, but he had a proboscis on him that was unmatched by anybody, and that's why his claim to fame was his nose.
Yeah, and it's funny that he had it imprinted on the Hollywood Walk of Fame instead of along with his hands, I think Bob was saying. So that's great. Okay, Bob, well, winner, virtual chicken dinner. You do get a virtual chicken at the cantina tonight, so step right up to, you can redeem your coupon with Jeff there on YouTube, and away you go. Perfect. I knew someone would know it. I just knew that I wouldn't know it. I'm not good with that kind of stuff. VA3, TPS, Steve.
Okay, very good, Laird. Well, lots of interesting stuff some people have for sale. I also have a Comet H422. It is, I believe, a rotatable dipole. Could be used in the horizontal position or in the V configuration. Never opened the box, brand new. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I think I'll put that up for sale. We'll have to get some kind of a swap shop page going, maybe on Facebook or something. We can put stuff on there.
Yeah, or if you're a member of the Facebook group, just drop it on there too. So there's another option. Of course, the KW swap shop's the best place to go. But if you want to, by all means, drop it on the VE3OSH North Shore Facebook page, and I can also include it in the newsletter if you want to send me a little blurb about it. So, yeah, perfect. Who knows? We may end up getting equipment. Going here and there and everywhere tonight. VE3 VGJ, Joe. What do you need up there at the cottage, Joe? I mean, there's all sorts of stuff for sale down here that you could take up.
One thing is an antenna here that I can set up that'll handle all the weather. But playing with some ideas here, so that's one thing. Just actually ordered an extra power cord so I won't have to unplug the radio and take it all down from home, and so I got that taken care of. So things are going to work out, moving things back and forth all summer. And Larry, yes, I'm up here, and no, I don't have the boat in this week, and I didn't bring the motor up. I could have put the boat in, but I'm only up here till Sunday morning, so I didn't think it'd be worthwhile. But definitely this summer, when all this virus thing settles down, I'll definitely drop by and say hello, and probably maybe when you're going to be up there. And yes, right now the sun is out up here, Laird, just like you guys had it there. And tomorrow I have a favor to ask of you there, Laird. Can you send me a virtual apple fritter there from WFF? I'm going to miss one there tomorrow. I haven't missed it since, I think, back in November.
Oh, Joe, we'll do one better. We'll actually get one and eat it for you so that we can tell you how great it was. But yes, definitely an apple fritter for my friend Joe. That will be taken care of. As a matter of fact, I would guess probably a few guys will pick up an apple fritter in your honor, and we'll have no problem taking a picture and sending it to you just to rub it in. Hi. Sounds good, Joe. Well, yeah, and you know what? You said the sun, and the sun was out again, but then it went behind the cloud just as it came out up there at Monk Lake. So something's going on here. It's playing whack-a-mole in the clouds. Very good. VE3 DKW, Mark and Ryland.
Yeah, so right now, since you said the Facebook page, I'm going ahead and going to go add you guys. So, there's nothing really I have to say, but the last thing I have to say is I had a happy long weekend, everyone, and I had a good little QSO with Jeffrey earlier. Yeah, which was actually pretty good.
Yeah, Jeffrey is definitely an interesting guy to have a QSO with. And he used to work at the Science Center, so he's got all sorts of interesting stories about there. And of course, when he grew up repairing all sorts of electronic equipment. So very good, Ryland. Well, you and your dad have a great long weekend. I hope you're going to take a bit of time to relax, maybe have a barbecue, a fire out in the backyard, roast some marshmallows, some hot dogs, and thank goodness there's no mosquitoes right yet. I think it's still a bit too cold for them to come out, but who knows? They come out at any time. Those little bugs. Let's see, Scott, VE3 RPN.
V3 LKF, V3 RPN. Very good, very good. Boy, Jimmy Durante, Frosty the Snowman. I'll never forget to hear him sing on all that. Yeah, I was down to the Chinese Theater there 2 years ago, I guess it was, or 2 years ago now. I went down to see Dave, and well, not just Dave, we were camping at Carlsbad. But yeah, I noticed the nose print. As a young lad, I always got called Jimmy Durante because my nose was so darn big. But I don't think it's that big now. Maybe the hair's covering it up. Anyway, you're doing a good job, buddy, and it's great to hear everybody on. Boy, that fish, I'll tell you, that's the best fish I've had in a long time. And those fries, oh, they were tuned to perfection. Nothing like a good frequency chip. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your dragnet there. And the 3 RPS of 3 over to you, net control.
Yeah, Scotty, I just have a question. Wasn't it Burl Ives who sang Frosty the Snowman?
He actually did the vocal, but the song itself originated with good old Jimmy.
Interesting. The things that you can learn on the COVID-19 rag chew. Just amazing. I didn't realize that. So very interesting. Okay, Scotty. Well, thanks for joining us this evening and adding to the frivolity. The more the merrier. Now, Grant's gone, KJI. He's off playing games now. VE3 PWJ, Peter. Oh, and Peter, we just drew another door prize. And you get 12 deviled eggs free of charge from someone named Diane. So you'll need to go see some lady named Diane, and she's got 12 deviled eggs for you.
Too late, I ate them.
Well, what if you didn't win the door prize? It would have gone to someone else.
No, I didn't want that to happen. But anyway, we're going to miss going up to the hill up there, that's for sure. When we did have the barbecue, I'm not sure we're going to have it this year. Everything's getting canceled for sure. And you know, one place that I really miss, Laird, is Durham Radio still. I miss that place. Like, I used to go over there quite often. You know, they could help you out. But the place in Toronto, I'm not that keen on, but that's what it is. So anyway, we'll say 7-3. Have a good rest of the net there, Laird, and we'll talk to you later on. Take care. 7-3.
Yeah, it was just nice having it so handy. You know, if you were working on a project and you needed some parts, you know, you didn't have to plan your life out around getting to a store. You could just drop what you were doing, you know, 10-15 minutes later, you're at the store, you get your parts, and within 40 minutes, you're home and working again. And there's something to be said about that convenience. But yeah, it's too bad it's not around. But yeah, we I guess we'll just have to make the best of it. But yeah, it makes you think twice about doing stuff now because you have to plan everything out like weeks in advance to make sure you can get all the bits and pieces and baubles and doodads all in line. Totally agree with you there, Peter. VE3 IRB Robert.
VE3 IRB. I'm talking about old technology. I put a link on the Facebook page there last night. The MZ TV Museum in Toronto. Quite interesting looking at the old technology. It doesn't go into great depth, but it's interesting. There's some videos there on the early beginnings, and if anybody's interested, there it is. I personally would like to take a trip up there myself sometime whenever it opens again. Back to you.
I'm going to see if Jeffrey's still around. VA3 RTV. Did you not do something or donate some parts to that museum? Nope. I guess Jeffrey's not with us right now. We'll check again before the end of the Rag Chew, Bob. But I know he was somewhere in Toronto and they had the wrong knobs on one of the TVs or something, and he said he had some, and I think it was a TV, and I think it was at that museum. But maybe if he gets back on, we'll check in with him. VE3XEQ Christopher.
Yes, Laird. Well, I'm glad to hear that somebody remembered old Jimmy. I mean, I'm only 66, and I remember watching all these old movies because we had the old black and white that my father built, and we were always watching all those old movies. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I'm not much on board games. I never played any board games when I was a kid. Monopoly, all that stuff. I found it very boring. But when Trivial Pursuit came out, I was all in because Trivial Pursuit, I don't know, just triggered something that I could really identify with, and then he came up with all the new ones that were good too. And that's about the only thing that I ever enjoyed was Trivial Pursuit. All the rest of the board games, I just kind of had no time for it. I guess I was too darn smart for those other silly games. 7-3, everybody. Have a great night. Remember to be kind to somebody today, and you'll be happy you did. So we'll say back to you, Laird, and good evening. RTV.
Okay, very good. I caught you there, Jeffrey. I just want to finish off with Christopher real quick. And yes, Christopher, the thing, the king of trivia, which is no trivial matter. Anyways, take it away, RTV.
Yeah, thanks, Led. I kind of doing too many things here, and I missed out on that last one. In any case, I've been there a few times, really enjoyed it, and I'm certainly, I would love to go back to that TV museum again. Anytime we can work something out, maybe as a little club get-together, and also the radio museum in Guelph, the Hammond one. That's another good place. But as far as the TV museum, as I'm walking through and I'm noticing a lot of those TVs that I've worked on, and one in particular, which was a Clairtone, it had the wrong knobs on it, and I've still got loads of Clairtone stuff here, so I got a brand new set of knobs and I mailed it off to them. So hope they put that on. All the best, thanks.
Oh, good. So the old memory wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I was quite sure it was you, and I was quite sure it was that museum. So that's perfect. Did you copy all that, Bob?
Yes, I did. And it sort of figures that Jeffrey's been there. But yeah, it would be fun. Actually, we could do it as a club or officially, unofficially event. It might be fun for any of us interested in the old stuff. And the Hammond Museum as well. That's worth a second trip. Back to you.
Well, once this COVID thing is over with, we'll have to see about renting a party bus. and we'll let all our hair down, what hair we have. Although by the end of this, some of us will have a lot of hair, and maybe make a couple of stops to see stuff. VA3AG, I hope I didn't catch you. I hope we're catching you before you have to go to Din Din. And I'll let you know, I sat out in front of your house the other night for like 40 minutes waiting for the food to come out, and it never showed up. Uh-oh, it sounds like Aldo did go for dinner. So there he is. He's eating my dinner again. Very good. Well, we'll just move down to the bottom then. So last but not least is Rizwan, our guest this evening, VE3QAD. And sorry for keeping you so long, but got a lot of guys on here tonight, and we're having lots of fun. And we do, again, thank you for joining us this evening. Oh, it sounds like Rizwan had to go too. So with that being said, I'm going to take a final call for anyone who would like to add a bean to the pot. If you're out there, you got a radio, you got a microphone, pick up that mic, push the button, and give us a bean. This is Laird, VE3LKS. Okay, nothing heard. So I'd like to thank everyone for checking in this evening. Let me see. We had 18 check-ins online, and I think we had an additional 3 or 4 on YouTube. So not bad for Friday evening. Thank you for taking the time out of your week and out of your evening to join us, and looking forward to do it again Monday night. I guess before we leave, does anybody need to contact anybody else on here before we shut it down?
VE3CAU there, just a couple of comments. The beam I'm using is also for Elm. It's the same one, same size I got out in the car, just for comparison purposes. I finally got off my butt and peaked up. You were 30 over 9 before I got off my chair and peaked up on you. You're now 40 over 9 there. So a great signal there, great net, and back to you.
Okay, very good. Well, and good luck with that furnace and air conditioning bill. You'll appreciate the air conditioning pretty soon. And thank goodness this didn't happen when it was at 30 below, because that's when bad things usually happen to me. So even though it's not totally comfortable, at least it's bearable. Okay, anybody else need to make any comments to anybody else?
Yeah, VE3DKW, just on the note there about the TV museum. Rylan and myself sitting here, we've been wanting to go for a while too, so add 3 or 4 more onto that bus, and we're in as a club. Okay, that's all for now. 7-3.
Okay, very good, Mark. And if you look, once Rylan gets you onto our Facebook page, Bob did leave a link there to I think a video on that, so take a look at that as well. Okay, everybody, I'll say 73s now and wish everyone a good weekend. Try to get some ham radio fun in there if you can. It's supposed to rain on Sunday, I think, and maybe Monday as well, but tomorrow is looking promising. So 73 and enjoy your weekend. This is Laird, VE3LKS.